Hi, welcome to Survival Skills. I'm going to do a very brief world tour today, and I figured a good place to start would be right here because some of you have seen the mob farm videos, and this is the mob farm that we built. This is the most recent mob farm video. This is the one where we did the step-by-step build tutorial. And since then, I've planted some flowers. I just sprinkled some bone meal around here. And I think I talked about some of the modifications to it. One that you might want to know about is that I put some magma in down here. And I have in my other videos in the series, and I showed this off. But I didn't have this in when we built this one. So I upgraded it and I put in magma here, so they drop down on magma and die, and then I've got a minecart running underneath that picks up the drops and deposit the drops in a chest for me. So I've automated slightly. I don't have a flush system on this yet, but so far I haven't really needed one because when I come down from the AFK spot, they tend to get active. The mobs tend to get active and they start running around, and they tend to fall into the pit anyway, so I haven't really had to flush. But I'm not trying to AFK and just stay up there all night. If I want to do something like that, then I'll need to put a flush system on this. But the way I'm doing it now is I just go up there and I hang around for 5 or 10 minutes. Then I come down and I let them all drop into the pit. Then I run over there and see what I've got. So then this here I found this when I was building the farm. So I just kind of developed this. And this goes down into a huge cave system. I've spent tons of time down there caving out, pulled all kinds of iron out of that place, probably 4 or 5 stacks of rail because I found an abandoned mine shaft down there, and I just generally lit things up so it makes the mob farm more productive. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. So what I thought we should do is go take a look at the original settlement, because this isn't where I started out in this world. So let's go take a look at where we started, and then we'll just work our way back to this. So let's jump on the horse, and you can see this is the farm that we built a couple videos ago, and it's doing great. And this texture pack makes beetroot into corn. So that's beetroot, but in this texture pack it's corn. These are my jack-o'-lanterns. This is how they look. Let me know if you like the texture pack look. And I've got shaders on too. I like it, but I want to do what you guys like. And when I do videos, I'll probably turn those off so that you can see what's going on. But for doing like showcases like this, I'll just turn them on. So I did some pumpkins here. This seemed like just a nice place for a pumpkin patch. And some sugar cane. Sugar cane is mostly for show. I can do a big sugar cane farm if I need a lot of it. Then I tried to do some roads, and I'm beginning to appreciate how the roads give structure to your world. So I'm trying to do a little bit more of that kind of stuff. I lit all this up because it was just teeming with mobs, and I was afraid to come out here at night. So I lit it all up for like 16 blocks each side of the road. This place down here was deadly because it's dark in there. So I took out all those trees, lit it all up so that there were no spawnable spaces in there, or I don't think there are, and then I replanted the trees. So that's been completely re-engineered. So then I've got a nice run through here, and I don't have to worry too much about things coming out of the woods trying to blow me up. And then through these fields, of course, this was dark and full of mobs, so I lit all this up and just cut a path through this. So we'll come back this way in just a minute. Let's see if I can get this jump. Last time I tried this, I failed. So this is the original settlement. This is where I started the world. So I was going to make this a Kylecraft build. So I was following, his series on how to build a beginning Minecraft settlement. So I built his house, and it's a nice little house. It's a great little starter build, basic, but it's got everything that you need in it. And I got some cats from the nearby villages, so they're just permanent residents here. But it's a nice. I like the shape of it and the way he mixed up the textures and the interiors that he did and the double beds. I can appreciate that now, and it's just a nice house. And then we did. I think the next thing that we did was the next thing after the house was this farm over here, and now I can appreciate more how you don't have to make square farms. So, give it an interesting shape, and then also I can appreciate the staggering the farm and putting it on different Y levels. You kind of have to be a little bit more careful about stomping on crops when you're going up and down the levels, but I think it's well worth it for the looks. I just think it looks so much better. A farm like this, it just looks wise. It's beautiful, in my opinion. And then same thing here, different Y levels, and more of a not circular, not regular, irregular, but kind of like not square, right? And then a little decorative piece over there, and then a place to put your stuff. So rather than just throwing it in chests that are plopped down on the ground, why not just do a simple little 4x4 build there with some stairs and a roof and put your chests in there? So then we did the mine. Actually, yeah, we did the mine. So again, mine entrance doesn't just have to be a hole in the on the side of a hill. In this case, we have a hill where we could cut a pass through and put a little something on the front. These logs look really nice, I think. And you can run through here, and then we break up the textures in the floor. And coming out the other side, same thing on the other side. And then I did some sugar cane here, so I could make some books. That's where I store my sugar cane. And then these are just for decoration. And then this is where I did my first fishing, right here. Just stood out there so things couldn't get to me so easily. And did some fishing, got some good stuff off of that, including fish. And a little pumpkin patch just to get started. And then, going down into the mines, I don't think you want to take the time, but I've got the mines are laid out. Well, let's just jump down there because I like this drop here. You got this here to make sure that you fall, you don't overshoot. Just jump off and you splash down into the mine. And here's the mine. And again, you try to make it interesting. And then I said instead of just square and everything sharp, you try to round out the corners and break up the textures. And I put some lighting in the floor. And then I started to branch off that way. There's some diamonds waiting for me down there that I finally got a Fortune 2 pick. I just haven't come back to mine those diamonds yet. And then I can branch off going to the right. I can do branches going to the right off of there. And then when I go far enough down that way, then I'll cut another one just like it this way. And then I can branch off to the right going that way. And none of those branches from that one will ever cross any of the branches from this one. So it's nice. So you can get lots of branches without ever crisscrossing branches. So this will go off that direction. So then I put, just the very basics down here. And since I did a little bit of mining down here, I did some caving, got some resources out of it, but not too long after I built this, I went to the swamp, and I've been there ever since to build the different farms and stuff that are in my videos. So that's why you haven't seen a whole lot of this place in my videos, because I've been over there working this stuff around the swamp, and I really like the way the swamp looks. So that's this, the mine. And then this is chicken. So there's tons of chicken farms on YouTube, and I've done chicken farms. But I like this. This is so simple and early game. You just put a chest, you put a hopper into the chest, you put a glass wall that's 2 high up around it. I made this 3 high. You don't have to make it 3 high. And then you can just make yourself some stairs. Come on up here. And you can crack eggs into this, and you don't want to fall in, obviously. You crack egg. I have fallen into this, by the way, and I died from mob cramming and had to come get my stuff out of the chest. So don't fall in. So you crack eggs here, and the little babies, they fall down into there, and you get tons of eggs. But you also, I clear these eggs out of here once in a while, and I just bring them over here. This was already here. I didn't have to dig anything. I just lit it up, and I just cracked the eggs against the wall, and I got tons of chickens in here. So I do that to keep this chest clear if I'm feeding chickens, because I've got enough of them in here that when I feed them, they die from entity cramming, and I get raw chicken. So I don't need a redstone contraption to have a chicken farm, and I can put the chicken in a furnace or in a smoker to cook it. So that's my chicken cooker. And then I went and got some cows. I don't need nano farms. I got a big spread here with a nice fence around it to keep the cows in. And I've got plenty of wheat over there, and I've been just feeding these cows. And they've provided me with like 60 or 70 books so far. And I just feed them again, and they multiply very rapidly. So there's no need to get fancy with the cow farming either. So then up here is my my nether portal. Now I hope this video doesn't run too long, but there's, even in this little settlement, there's so many cool things to show. I just want to show it off a little bit. I built a platform around here just, to make it nice up here so you can stand here and look out at the view. There's a swamp village off that way. Then you can go into here, and you can go into the nether from here, or you can just go up and enjoy the view. So it just doubles as a lookout tower, and you got a nice view from up here too. You can see the farm from up here, and then just go on down, and I like this touch right here up close. I don't know what you think of it, but from a distance I kind of like this smoky look of the purple glass. It's a nether portal, right? So that's supposed to be nether smoke there. And I like the way he mixed up the oak and the birch. So on that, and actually on all of these builds. So I'm learning a little bit more about how to use the different blocks and mix up the wood textures and stuff like that, and how to build gabled roofs, and this little pull out thing here, the way he did the house. It's not just square. It's got a little shape to it, just makes it more interesting looking. So it's been a real good learning experience. And then I went out and got a whole bunch of flowers and planted a bunch of flowers around here. So that's the Kylecraft settlement that I started in, and I'm going to do more on it, but right now I'm kind of in the swamp and doing a lot of stuff in the swamp, and that's all very interesting too. I have a village right over the hill there. I made sure to stay away from it. I'm 128 blocks, more than 128 blocks away from it, so the villagers don't get assassinated. And I did some cleanup there, so that I fixed their houses and stuff, and I lit up and I try to make it safe there, so that those villagers will be okay until I'm ready to go snag a couple of them and start breeding them. So I will be doing some villager breeding. I just haven't had the need for it yet, and some of the other projects have been more interesting. And it'll help a lot if you guys, I shouldn't say you guys in videos, sorry. It'll help a lot if the folks watching this would let me know what you prefer. I've got lots of things that I can do. I can do villager breeders. I can do trading halls. I do have a blaze farm that killed me lots. But as I get geared up, I can go back at that and take another run at that blaze farm, do it in survival, and we'll just go nail that blaze farm down, and maybe the blaze spawner, and then maybe even turn it into a farm. It'd be a good challenge because it's in a terrible location. That just makes it an interesting challenge. Skeleton spawner, cave spider spawner, tons of stuff to do. So I will do stuff regardless, but I would love to hear what people want to see. So then back here at the swamp, we started off. We just came over here to do this swamp farm. I was just looking for uh, a watery area in the swamp, so that I didn't have to torch spam, all around it to get good rates. So that's why I picked that location and I built that. And then I built the wheat farm and decided to bring my horse over, so he had to have a place to live. Needed wood, so I did this. Started this tree farm. Brought over a spruce tree, so because you can get lots of wood out of that to make charcoal. And then I started building things as needed. So I was sleeping over here, living over here for a while, and it was great. But then at some point I kind of got the yearning for a real house. So then I found an Avomats tutorial on how to build a swamp house. So I built this swamp house here, and I think it's a great build. It's not mine by a long shot, but I did make some enhancements to it. I did a couple of things that just to make it a little bit nicer for me. But basically, that's the way he built it. I built it the way he said to build it, and I've been very, very happy with it. You got a nice living quarters here with a nice little deck here for relaxing. This cave, this is an awesome looking cave. I went and stuck a pumpkin in there to give me some backlighting and give that sense of depth in that cave to enhance the view. And then living quarters in here is cozy, and it's got everything that you need. Place to sleep, nice little fireplace. I was cooking fish on here, but my wolves were jumping in the fire, so I put that iron gate in there to keep the wolves out of the fire. Furnaces, and just your basics. And then a work area over here on the side. Very nice. Lots of barrels and storage and anvil, crafting table, a furnace over there, wood cutter, grindstone. So all the basics that I need to do my work. And then there's easy access to the nether. So this is where I go to the nether from. And this portal, if I go in here and come out the other side, I'll come out in that other settlement that we were at. So they're close enough together that they're linked up to the same portal in the nether, which is no problem because the settlements aren't that far apart, and there's usually something that I want to snag from over there anyway. So I just go take care of my business over there, feed the cows and stuff, and then I run back over here. And then this has got a mine entrance down here. So I did a little enhancement when I came down here. This was like, there's a lot of stuff down here. It was dark. And I built this room first. And sorry for waving the mouse around. Put the basics in here. Got my Fortune 2 pick there. And put some creature comforts. And then this came out into a cave, like a cavey area. Like this right here was all dark back up in there and just full of mobs. So I staged it. I came down into this area and walled this off. Tried to make this somewhat nice. And then I put my big storage in here. So I can do more storage later elsewhere, but this has been plenty for me. Iron door that lets me out into the cave that way, but I don't need that anymore because I've lit it all up. And I decided why not just do a cave down, a set of stairs down to level 11. And it turned out that when I started coming down here, I passed through a bunch of stuff that I'd already lit up, like this area. I had already been here. And I just so happened to come out right through there, came all the way down to level 11. There's the abandoned mine shaft, and there's like, I'm still lighting it. Just goes on and on and on and on and on. Gotten lots of resources out of it, and there's more to get. So I can go off and branch off that way. I've got diamonds waiting for me down there and lapis. And then down here at the end of this tunnel, there's a ladder that goes up a little bit, and that brings me out right in front of a cave spider spawner that I have not taken down yet. I'm saving that for a future video because I thought some folks would like to see the actual takedown of the cave spider spawner. It's pretty easy, but I remember the first few that I did, it was so scary, but there's a pretty direct way to do it. So I've been saving that. And then I can do a spider grinder. So we'll do that later. But I have been wanting to get like some enchanted books and stuff, and get some XP. So and get some decent tools because I'm still working with stone and iron. So oh, I forgot. I did this enchanting area right here. So I started by building this. I was wanting enchantments. So I thought, well, I'll do an enchanting table. So I did. I followed this Avomance design kind of. I try to make it look like blend, right? So I did the same kind of a platform, but I did some enhancements to it to give it some more textures and colors underneath. And and then I put a brewing stand up there, and I put an enchantment table in there, and I'm set to go for enchantments, but I need XP, and I haven't built any kind of an XP grinder yet. So I started thinking about how to get that, so I could do the cave spider spawner, I could do the skeleton spawner. Um, then I thought, why not just do a fish farm? So I want to do a dock M fish farm, but I don't want to just dig a hole in the ground and plop it down just anywhere. So I made another build. So I did this platform, trying to stay consistent with the rest of the builds, and did a little dock out front here just for looks, because squares are boring, and decorated around it a little bit, and it's got a nice view, so it's just a nice place to come and relax and enjoy the view. And then I did my dock M fish farm in here, and all I'm going to do is stand here and fish, so I don't need a lot of space in here. Started a map, that's me right there, the little green dot, and I'm going to expand that out to show the entire area. The texture pack I'm using gives you much more interesting paintings, so that's why I'm using it, so I can put some decent paintings on the wall. I only have one, I only need one. Then I've got my awesome fishing rod here, Luck of the Sea 3, Lure 2, Unbreaking and Mending, and I did some AFK fishing before I started the video. I haven't done much, but underneath this I always run into, like, the way I've done these before is I always run out of storage. So I thought I'll make a nice storage area down here. So I wanted to make it big so I have lots and lots of storage. And also so it's a nice place to hang out. So I got a place to sleep, got a little bit of greenery down here. Then I've got lots of storage down here, and I can put more down here if I need to, but if I go through and sort things out the way I'm supposed to, I've got 4 large chests stacked on top of each other, and then I've got, 3, 6, 9, 12 more large chests that I can put sorted stuff into. There's no reason that I should run out of storage, and I don't need a fancy sorting unit or anything like that. I just need to go through these and clean out once in a while. So here's what I've got so far. I got a Sharpness 4 book. I got a bunch of this stuff, but I'm sure when I AFK overnight, I'll get some good stuff like Feather Falling and Depth Strider and maybe some protection and things like that. So I can't wait to see what I get from my first night of AFK. Then I've got an anvil down here, and a crafting table for doing a little bit of work, but the enchanting room is right next door. So then I got a decent view, looking out from this thing is, I think it looks nice from here. And I could do more. I can do more detailing, but that's kind of where I left that. So then let's just take a quick sleep, and I just want to very quickly show you one other area that I set up that I'm sure that some of you will be interested in because you asked for it. People asked for a build video for the slime farms, because I did showcases of the slime farms, but I didn't actually show the build, and people had questions about things like Y levels and stuff like that. So I know the video is running a little bit long. I'm going to wrap it up pretty quick here, but I just thought you might like to see what we've got planned. This is definitely in the planning, and you'll see this in the next probably couple of videos. So I built, again, a little spot out here to be comfortable, but I took out the slime farm that we did, the Techman 88 slime farm, just took it all out, everything. And I left this 16 by 16 platform that I filled in all the way down to the bottom. and I did a little experimenting in there to make sure I got the geometries right. But in the next video or 2 or 3, I'm going to actually do a build tutorial for that Techman 88 slime farm, so that if you want to build along with it, you'll be sure to get you can get your Y levels correct, and you should have a good farm. So that's what's on the slate for pretty soon. So if you like the video, click the like button. I'd appreciate it. It's really encouraging to me to see the likes roll in, and comments and questions are very encouraging. I really like the social interaction. And if you want to be sure to get notified of future videos, please click the subscribe button and click the notification bell, so that you'll get email when I put out the new videos. So I'm going to go on up in here and grab that Luck of the Sea 3 Lure 2 fishing rod, and see if I can get some enchanting books and some other goodies. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.